Today's question of the day is brought to you by the Mr. Zombie Killer 13, and they ask, which sport would you rather play, football or basketball? So, which one would you choose? For me, let's go look at it at this instance, or in this perspective. Which one is not all that risky? I don't really care for the money-wise type of deal, but who's to say if I ever go major on this one, but let's just think about it that way, like you were in the major leagues, of whether it be basketball or football. So, which one would you choose? And football, there is a greater risk at injuries. You know, tanks hitting tanks. That if you break an ankle, then you're kind of out for the sport. If you break an arm, you're out. Just, no matter what you do in either sport, you're out actually. But the greater chance of actually receiving a career-ending injury is greater in football as to opposed to basketball. There's a lot of tumbles, there's a lot of pushing, but just that one instance that guy who actually broke his leg at the basketball game, my god, that was actually painful to watch. But still, there's not that much career-ending injuries in basketball as to opposed to football. Even no matter how many paddings you actually get, there's still great amount of damage. Every time when you hit each other, eventually, you're going to sustain long-term damage. Just imagine just keep hitting your head, even if you have a helmet. That impact itself will still make a difference in the long run every single time you hit your head. I just don't see the appeal to either sport, to be honest with you guys. I'll play the sport, but since I'm really out of shape, I'm not going to be able to last long in the sport. So I'll be the guy who just does a quick run and then I'm done. Put me on the bench and I'm good. I'm not able to last long in sports. So whenever I actually get back to working out, then really hope that it will actually be good for me. In the terms of this question, I know I always get off topic. Just in terms of this question, I am fit, I am healthy, and I'm one of the pros. But if I were to choose from either football or basketball, it would have to be basketball. Because one, I did enjoy running when I was actually younger, and in basketball, you do a lot of running. God dang, I hate when I get the hiccups during the commentary, but it's gone already. Come on, body. What is wrong with you? Okay, but with football, I know you do a lot of running as well, but it's at the same time, I really don't want to actually injure myself. You could call me a wimp or whatever, but if you're making a life or if you're making a living off of the sport that you play, you really don't want to get yourself hurt. Just look at it that way. You'll lose your sponsors, you'll lose the money, you'll lose your contracts, you'll just lose everything for that one ending career injury that you didn't expect that you were gonna get. Some people's careers end before they even start. Is so bad. But football, I know it's a great sport, especially if you were to get into, the Super Bowl. My god, it's crazy to think of how much money do athletes actually make. They make up to millions and millions of dollars per contract. It's just ridiculous. And it's just a sub-rant. It's still ridiculous to know that they even have time or they even have trouble with their money. A lot of the stars out there, they have so much money, but yet they are struggling for some odd reason. And some people even actually turn down other contracts because they're not offering as much money as their contracts previously, or whatever their current contract is. And that is just stupid to think that they're going to turn down a contract just because you're not making as much money. A few $100,000 isn't going to make that big of a difference. What type of lifestyle do you have if you have to have so much money that you're still struggling to actually make payments? You don't need all those 20 cars. You don't need those 3 mansions. All you need is just a simple home, and you're able to pay that off with one game. It's just stupid. I know people's careers actually ended because they make stupid decisions as of that. If you have one contract, or if you're in a current contract that's offering you $1.5 million, but yet you have a brand new contract that's gonna offer you $1.3 million, are you gonna turn it down just for that just for the $200,000 gap? I wouldn't. Because if that other contract ends that you're on currently, then you have no other contract to go to. I'm not really too sure how sports work, so anything that I say, I'm just being ignorant. But if that's how it works, and if people are turning down contracts just because they're not making as much money as their other contract, that's just stupid. And again, people don't know how to manage their money, and that's why they're always having trouble paying the bills. And if every time when they see that they're not making as much money, they don't want to go with that route. Oh well, sub rant over. Either way, it's just, again, I'm really ignorant of sports, so if anyone could actually talk to me and explain to me how do these things work, then I will know in the future not to actually run my mouth. But I'm just saying what I heard. Again, it's stupid. If you're not making as much money, but yet it's still a stable thing that you could get into, I would still take it. Either way, back to the question, because I got really off topic there, whether it be basketball, I was about to say baseball, because I've written down on the note card saying b-ball. It's either going to be basketball or football. I know football has a great following as to oppose of basketball, but since they're still well-paying jobs, then I would still go with basketball. I'll be able to run, I'll be able to throw the ball, I'll be able to probably sit down on the sidelines or the side bench throughout the game, but it's just whatever. It still gets me paid, and since I kind of know how to manage my money just a tad bit, I'll be well. Just as long as I don't have expensive tastes. I really don't have expensive tastes, but lately I've been making bad decisions with my money. Honestly, I have. It's cheaper to buy packages of food rather than spending money on actually eating every day at a fast food restaurant. Because in the long run, what you spend on packaged foods will last longer than the food that you buy from a fast food restaurant. No matter how tasty it is, that's the only guilty pleasure, really. But I digress. For the question of the day, thank you to the Mr. Zombie Killer 13. And that question is, out of the two sports, would you play football or basketball, and why? So feel free to leave your answers in the comment section below. If you want to make a video response, feel free to do so. Just let me know in the comment section that you made a video response, so I could add that as an annotation to the end of this video so people could take a look at it. And if you guys have any questions for me to answer, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. Or if you have Facebook or Twitter, you can message me on that as well. And if I answer your question in the video, I'll credit you verbally within that video. I will link your channel in the description of that video, and I will actually put the annotation to your channel at the end of the video, giving you thanks for helping me out with something to do or something to talk about for that day. So speaking of which, I really gotta actually start working out again. Just I've been kind of lazy due to the fact that I had the drive, and now when that drive was taken away from me when I got the operation, which I really couldn't do anything, then that drive was lost, so I gotta get back in the drive and actually trying to work out again. Then maybe, just maybe, you'll see me on the screen, and then of course, if I choose whatever sport, it probably would be basketball. Granted, if I'm actually good at it. Either way, it's just whatever at this point. So, have a great day everyone. I'm SorKing090, and as always, I will see you in the next video.